Were you aware that white whales transcend myth and exist in reality? Mutations continuously reshape the animal kingdom, gifting our planet with creatures like six-legged cows, fish with numerous mouths, vibrantly hued lobsters, and mice resembling raisins, all worth a gaze. In this video, join me as we explore these and other authentic examples of mutant animals. Six-legged cow. The most famous six-legged cow was born in 2014 in China's Shandong province. Farmer Zheng Gong's son believes that the cow's extra legs don't seem to bother or hurt it, although it can't even move them. But crowds of tourists and dozens of journalists come to his farm every day. But why did I mention the Shandong cow as the most famous? According to a 2002 study, there are about 4 extra limbs for every 100,000 cattle born in the world. So, no one was surprised when another cow with 6 legs was born in China in March 2018. The animal is growing and developing normally and is even trying to walk on its extra limbs. By the way, surgery to remove such extra limbs is easy and inexpensive. However, farmers are hesitant. No wonder. Why spend a few tens of dollars to lose a unique animal, for which museums and amusement parks can pay around some? Cyclops Bengal cat. What could be cooler than kittens? Perhaps only Cyclops kittens with only one huge eye. The owner of a Bengal cat who had to send his pregnant pet to the vet for a C-section did not expect such a turn of events. When the vet handed him 2 newborn kittens, the man was at first happy that they remained alive, and only I noticed that the second newborn looked a little strange. The reason for the creepy changes was a genetic mutation. The owner had high hopes that the unusual new pet would survive, but it didn't last an hour after birth. Not surprisingly, as cats are simply not adapted to such mutations. Fish with 2 mouths. In August 2019, an American woman, fishing on a lake on the border of New York and Vermont, unexpectedly became the owner of a very strange trophy. The fish, which looked more like a mythical sea monster, turned out to have 2 mouths. The woman immediately shared photos of her catch on Facebook, and just a few hours later, the pictures went viral. By the way, locals have believed for centuries that this local lake is really home to a real monster, something like the American cousin of the Loch Ness Monster. Well, if you manage to catch a fish with 2 mouths in these waters, who knows what else might live in its depths? Rhino mouse. It's not known who decided to give this mouse such a name because the animal has little in common with African giants in appearance and doesn't have a horn at all. But it has too much skin, which makes the animal look like a wrinkled raisin. For the first time, the scientific community became aware of this creature in the 1940s. The published work explained that the unusual mutations led to a change in one of the genes of an ordinary house mouse. Subsequently, the breed was bred and kept exclusively under observation. In the wild, such a mouse would not last even a few days. Mice that look like raisins are curious, but can mutations create entirely new animal species? Yes, they can. Stay tuned to learn about silver boa constrictors, see curly-haired parrots, and be amazed at other mutants of the animal world. Real white whale. This is not the white sperm whale from the famous novel. Meet Migaloo, Australia's most famous whale. The animal's popularity is understandable because humpback whales are usually born black and white, but Migaloo was the first all-white humpback whale that people managed to meet. It happened in 1991 in Byron Bay. Today there are already a website and even a Twitter account dedicated to the whale. The whale is legally protected by the state of Queensland and the Commonwealth of Australia. According to the law, sea transport is prohibited to approach the whale closer than half a kilometer. Violators are fined. Two-legged goat. Can you guess in which country a baby goat with 2 legs could have been born? That's right, we're back in China. Of course, you've already thought that an animal with such a mutation would obviously not live long. However, the hero of this story turned out to be very stubborn and full of zest. The people from the village where the unusual goat was born were amazed when, 2 weeks after its birth, it learned to walk no worse than its 4-legged brothers. The unique little goat also learned to eat standing up, has time for everything, and even plays and runs along with its cousins. Its owners believed that the reason for the unusual body structure was not a mutation, but an injury received by the mother of the animal in a fight with another goat. Anyway, the little goat quickly became a real star of the province and a great example that it is possible to adapt to any circumstances, even those that seemed unbearable at first. Two-headed turtle. Polycephaly is the scientific name for a mutation of a living creature having more than one head. Turtles seem to be more susceptible to this mutation than any other animal. The two-headed turtle was first written about in the 1930s by American newspapers. The heroine of the newspaper issue turned out to be unusually bad-tempered. No wonder each head was responsible for a pair of limbs on its side of the body, and therefore they could not agree on where to move their common torso. Silver bow. In 2016, biologists from Harvard University discovered and described a new boa constrictor species on remote Conception Island of the Bahama Archipelago. The species was named the silver boa. The snake owed its symbolic name not only to its unique color, but also to the fact that it was found on a tree known as the silver palm tree. It's the first boa constrictor species to be discovered in the Caribbean since the 1940s, but how was it born? While trying to identify the species, scientists found that the animal had not yet been described, and in the meantime, the expedition was able to find 4 more individuals. According to biologists' estimates, the discovered species should be listed in the Red Book as being on the verge of extinction. The silver boa population in the wild barely exceeds 1,000 individuals. Two bright lobster. In cartoon, lobsters are often portrayed as bright red. It's cruel because they acquire this color only after they're boiled. Besides, bright coloring is not the best choice for those who live on the seabed and try their best to hide from predators. The natural colors of lobsters is dirty green or gray-brown, but in one case in 2 million, fishermen catch truly unique individuals. The rarest mutation is the one where the lobster grows half unusual color and half bright orange. In the wild, such an unusual color plays against lobsters. They're easily spotted and caught by predators. However, if such a rare creature falls into the hands of a person, the color becomes an advantage. Lobsters with a unique color are not sent to the kitchen, but are bought up by oceanariums and fans of exotic pets. Shark with a human face. Don't worry, the shark on the pictures you see has already turned into an exhibit for biologists. The unusual creature was discovered by an Indonesian fisherman in February 2021. 48-year-old Abdullah Narang claimed that he managed to find the creepiest shark in history. Not surprisingly, the photos he posted on the internet got hundreds of thousands of views. Initially, the fisherman was hunting a large shark, but he got a few cubs in his hands. A muzzle of one of them resembled a human face. On the internet, the find was immediately dubbed Shark Boy. Marine biologists believe that a congenital genetic mutation may have led to these unusual forms. Curly parrot. In 2004, in Great Britain, 2 ordinary parakeets, Charles and Camilla, named after the famous representatives of the Windsor dynasty, brought a mutant with 2 long and 2 weighty feathers into the world. The owners nicknamed the fledgling a dust brush, although it had a real name, Whipper. Today, the mutant parrot has gained widespread popularity among pet lovers. Whipper's appearance seems creepy, especially for those who see the unusual parrot for the first time. However, under the strange feathers hides a sociable pet that loves to coo when it's happy about something. After looking at this parrot for a couple of seconds, you just don't understand why the owners didn't admire it immediately. By the way, for the first time such a bird was reported to be born in 1966, then it was born to a pair of exhibition parrots. According to scientists, the curly or wavy parrots are a very rare mutation. The owners of increased curliness find it difficult to sit on the perch, to peck food, and especially to fly. That's all, guys. What unique animals do you know? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you later.